He was considered a progressive Catholic and a fighter for the rights of migrants. David Sassoli has now died at the age of 65. He had been in the hospital for quite some time. The news came in the middle of the night. The President of the European Parliament, David Sassoli, is dead. He died on Tuesday at 1:15 a.m. in the Centro di Riferimento Oncologico in Aviano, a clinic in the northeastern Italian region of Friuli Venezia Giulia, said EU Speaker of Parliament Roberto Queire. The native of Florence was 65 years old, as I said, and early in the morning, the first politicians expressed their condolences. Ciao David, lifelong friend, wrote Italy's Minister of Culture Dario Franceschini on Twitter. Sassoli had already been in the hospital for a longer time, as it became known on Monday. A spokesman for the EU Parliament in Brussels had said that the Italian was staying in a clinic in his home country and was being treated there. The stay had become because of a complication in a series of complications due to a dysfunction of the immune system. According to the EU Parliament, the President of the Parliament had been in treatment since December 26th. All of his appointments were cancelled at that time. In October, Sassoli already missed a session of Parliament because he had a fever. He was previously hospitalized for pneumonia. The Centro di Riferimento Oncologico in the hospital in Aviano did not provide any information when asked on Tuesday morning. Spokesman Queire said on Twitter that the time and the place of the funeral would be announced in the coming hours, so unfortunately after I had to film this video. On Monday morning, Sassoli had condoled on the death of the Italian journalist Silvia Tortora via his private Twitter account. On December 31st, he praised the words of the Italian head of state, Sergio Mattarella, in his New Year's address. Sassoli belonged to the Social Democratic Party, Partito Democratico, the PD. He had been President of the European Parliament since July 2019. The Social Democrat replaced his compatriot Antonio Tajani from the conservative Forza Italia. Before that, he held the post of Vice President in the EU institution from 2014 to 2019 and thus worked for around 3 years, from 14 to 17, as a representative of then European Parliament President Martin Schulz from the Social Democrats here in Germany. Before his political career, Sassoli worked as a journalist. The career of the studied political scientist started with smaller daily newspapers. In 1985, he made it to the editorial office of the Roman newspaper Il Giorno, that means the day. He later ended up on television and even hosted the main news show on TG1 on the public broadcaster Rai Uno. Sassoli was, among other things, a critic of the migration policy of many member states. Again and again, he advocated the concerns of people on the run. In Italy, migration is a subject of dispute, especially between left and right-wing parties, as a large number of migrants arrive in the Mediterranean country in boats on their flight to get to the EU. He was also considered a progressive Catholic. According to his party, he was a Boy Scout and was involved in Catholic youth groups. The election of the Social Democrat Sassoli and the handover of the office of President of Parliament to the Conservative European People's Party EPP in the second half of the 5-year legislative period were part of an agreement between the EU heads of state and government in 2019. The group of Social Democrats had announced at times that it would not leave the field to the EPP after all. To Sassoli, they expressed their unanimous support for a renewed candidacy. In December, however, the S&D group refrained from presenting a candidate, thus clearing the way for the election of EPP candidate Roberta Metsola. The Maltese is currently one of the vice presidents of the EU Parliament. And so I also want to say my personal condolences to the family, even if they probably won't watch this video, but it's really a hit for the European Union to hear that. I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.